Hi guys, I am Kirsten the journalist and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is going to be January 6th and in the insurrection of the White House and what really happened. So let's get into the video. So, Donald Trump became president in 2017 and was president up until 2020. In 2020, he ran against our current president, Joe Biden. Now, Donald Trump didn't like the whole media throughout his whole entire presidency. And that didn't change during the presidential election as well. He had insinuated or told everyone that the media was lying on him, that there was not as much support for his second term presidency as there actually was. And that kind of changed into a problem. Now, let's speed up to January 6th, 2021. And it has been announced that Joe Biden is going to be the new president of the United States. And Trump is like, whoa, no. January 6th of every election year, the Electoral College or the House of Representatives and the Senate get together and count the Electoral College votes. So that year it's always been on January 6th. And that year it had been decided that Joe Biden had won the election. Now, at the counting of these votes, Donald Trump is still the reigning president and he's actually still in the White House. And he comes out and makes a speech to his supporters. During his speech, Donald Trump says the election was fraudulent and stolen. And he says, and I quote, "If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore." Imagine the terror that's coming over these people. Like, what? And he also says, and I quote, "Process can be overturned." Now, that is crucial for anybody that's like, I'm sorry, we can do something. Donald Trump also says in his speech, if you sit back, then you accept what is happening. Now, remember the beginning of the video when I told you guys that Trump had already been, letting people know that this election might be stolen and that the media has been lying on him and his amount of support that he actually has in the United States. At this rally, there had already been a lot of signs, in support of him. And the sign said, "Stop this steal." And this was already, letting the world know that the people that support Trump already also believe that the election was going to be stolen and has been stolen at this point. Now, at the end of his speech, he says to his supporters, "Take back our country." And 20 minutes later, madness. The once called peaceful protest turns into an all-out riot. And the supporters are like, we're going to charge the White House and we're going to take back our country. And they were in the mindset that if they don't do something, then the whole idea of democracy was going to go to the can. We're at the point in the video where I think a lot of people wonder, how does something like this happen? How do people infiltrate the White House, our White House, the United States White House, which is supposed to be like this place that's not being able to penetrate? And people did. I'm sure you see, or you have seen the pictures of people taking pictures, like sitting in the House Speaker's chair and breaking windows. And you almost question, like, how could this ever happen? And the sad part about it is that because of who the rally consisted of, there wasn't a lot of security. There wasn't a lot of police present, and a lot of other peaceful protesting, and I guess we're actually peaceful. There was barricade after barricade, police after police, Navy SEALs, you name it, SWAT, FBI was there to protect what we hold sacred in this country, and that's our democracy, or the ability to protect the ones who are in these House Representatives, Senate positions. Looking at this whole situation at a different perspective, it's kind of interesting to see what people can do, and I mean the common people can do when they come together and they want to get something done or make a statement. It's quite powerful in the sense that when people, and I mean the everyday people, want to make a change and they want to be seen, they can be. Now let's flip that coin over and see the destruction of what happened on January 6th. Now, that day was a traumatic day. Actually, one protester that once got inside, her name was Ashley Babbitt, and she was shot, and that was, one side of it. But when you look at the other side, and that would be the police side, actually 4 police officers aftermath, and I believe it's, just the mental anguish of it. 4 police officers decided to it just shows the magnitude of that day and how actually serious it was. It was just not pictures and breaking of windows and breaking into doors. It was something that was traumatic, not only for the people that were a part of the riot, but for the officers that had to defend and were basically like broken through on that day. So all this going on, everyone's texting Trump like, okay, you got to go up there and go say something. These people are doing what you doing because you telling them they can't rest until something is fixed, and they ain't resting. So Trump gets on and he gives a speech letting the people know, remain peaceful. And if this can't be peaceful, then you need to go home. That he kind of says like, we both know it was stolen, but you got to go home. He's still kind of like perpetuating the same narrative, but still, it's still really funny. He does get on and he like lets the people know, you need to go home. This is not okay. Destruction is happening. And this, I'm sure he was like, this is not what I wanted, but this is kind of what I wanted, but it happened. So after Donald Trump's speech, the rioters or the protesters go home, and about 700 of them get arrested. And to this day, they're actually still looking for people that were a part of the whole thing. But yeah, they have been charged, and some are even in jail as we speak, and some cases are still currently going on. But now that we're in 2024, Donald Trump is still running. And he is kind of going in with the same narrative. And what's crazy is that not only does he have the same narrative, most to all of his supporters believe that it's going to 100% be stolen. And I don't know how true that statement is, but I don't know how untrue that statement is. One thing I do want to make clear is that no matter what situation or what people say, there's always some truth in there. So I don't know how true or what to believe when it comes to the whole situation, but it did happen, and there has to be some validity in that. As a journalist, my biggest takeaway from January 6th is the idea that how people can be so moved by the people they support, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. It also shows that when people come together with the same idea and the same mission, that they can create waves. And I think that's quite powerful. I think that it shows that more people, when they feel something and they know something is right, I'm not saying go charge the White House, Jesus. I'm saying that it is okay to come together for a good cause. but I think peacefully is way better than the way that it was done on January 6th. But it's all crazy. And this world is crazy, and the events of January 6th were crazy. But I think that we as people need to just remember that although someone might not agree with you, that they still require respect and love, because I think that that's what we get every single day. We get a new chance, and we get a start over, and we get this everlasting love. And I think that we have to share that despite, how we feel about someone's views. But yeah, no, January 6th, this was an interesting video to make and research, but I love it, and I absolutely love hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. I can't wait to see you guys next time.